Here in this episode, I'm going to focus our conversation on the great divide that exists between the huge, too big to grasp existential challenges we face as a humanity on one side, and all the resources that are available to solve all those problems on the other side. I call this episode, Show Me the Money. Yeah, we're going there. But suffice it to say, affordability of housing is getting to the point where lower income families are choosing to pay their rent and eat less. And it's creating food insecurity amongst large portions of the American population. There have been numerous studies done that show that the American public have almost no impact on the national policy of the country, notwithstanding who we elect, because influence gets to the point where the democracy doesn't work. In other words, you vote these people in, both sides work for the same folks. They only serve wealth. And that's what we are facing today. And let's not get it twisted. It wasn't the Proud Boys who elected Donald Trump. I know the establishment media would like to think that. But the highest percentage of African Americans, the highest percentage of Hispanic Americans, the highest percentage of Asian Americans, every measurable major demographic trend went towards Donald Trump. So this is the churn that is destroying democracy. And basically what Donald Trump is doing right now, he promised to end the forever wars, and here he's engaged in this nonsense in attacking Iran again. Here we go. Betrayal of the people who elected him. This is what has ruined American democracy and convinces people that their votes don't matter. 2025, Earth Overshoot Day, is July 24th, which tells you, right, that by just barely after the first half of the year, we have used a year's resources. But in 170 years, we have blown through millions of years of fossil fuels. And literally over the next 50 years, the availability of fossil fuels is going to materially drop. But if you love your children, if you love their children, if you have any concern about legacy, imagine being known as the generation of humanity who knew that this problem existed, but because it wasn't going to affect us, we could care less. Extreme wealth looted the U.S. Treasury because they are the ones who benefited from the 34.7 trillion. And every other demographic in the country demonstrates that they are in worse position today than those billionaires. The concentration of wealth in today's current billionaire class is an order of magnitude greater than the Gilded Age by 5 to 10 times. Let me repeat that one more time. The current concentration of wealth in the billionaire class is an order of magnitude greater than the Gilded Age, to the tune of 5 times to 10 times the wealth of the Gilded Age. This is making your profits now based on things that people have to have, because the complete inhumanity of free market capitalism is if you as a consumer have to have it, the cost is everything you got in your pocket and everything you can promise to pay. Period. The Urban Institute's 2023 study found that due to rent inflation, which had blown up since 2021 coming out of COVID, 52% of households earning 200% of the federal poverty level or less are reporting food insecurity in America. 52%. Yeah. And history has taught us that wealth is no protection when the pitchforks come up the hill, because the limit to you being able to pay someone to protect you from the mob is when the people you pay can relate more and align more with the people who make up the mob than they do you. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. And when you're dealing with millions of Americans who have nothing left to lose, and we also happen to be a country of up to 500 million weapons, understand this is a Molotov cocktail waiting to explode.